Hello and welcome. It's another week on the program from the State Assemblies. On this episode, Nasarawa State House of Assembly expresses displeasure over epileptic power supply situation in the state. Cross River Assembly seeks intervention of Nigerian erosion and watershed management project in affected areas, just as Kano State House of Assembly passes bill on premarital screening. I'm sure you want to know the details of these and many more stories coming your way in the course of the program. I am Mitaire Ikben. We thank you for joining us. Do stay tuned. Don't go away. Many thanks for being there. We begin from north-central Nigeria, where the Nasarawa State House of Assembly has expressed its displeasure over the epileptic power supply situation in the state. The Assembly made this position known when it invited the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, to the chambers of the House for questioning. Adams Abdulkadri brings us the details.
Residents of Lafia, like other inhabitants of Nigeria, expressed dissatisfaction with the situation of epileptic power supply and outrageous billing by the Abuja Electricity Distributing Company AEDC through their representative member Solomon Yakubu Akwashiki. That is the reason why key stakeholder in the corridor of power distribution is appearing before the House to iron out green areas and fine-tune way forward to this challenge. The situation, which many lawmakers described as horrible, they say it has crippled businesses, leaving young and active youths jobless.
Mr. Chairman, even if your light is 40, they will collect, at the end of the month, they will collect NEPA bill from you. So how long? Looking at Lafia, the weather is very hot. You may follow NEPA for 3 months on a simple issue that doesn't pass more than 300,000. Mr. Chairman, they will never respond to you. And I will be sitting here, the AEDC, lying on my face when I'm a representative of this community, telling him that I have been received complaint on daily basis.
We don't know which band the State House of Assembly is, because as we are here now, the light is off. It's the solar now that the Assembly is now watching you with. So, Mr. Business Manager, I will directly say, and I won't be wrong, that your company is incapable of handling the distribution to Nasarawa State.
It's unfortunate that the AEDC have denied the people of Toto local government headquarters the opportunity of enjoying what other local governments are enjoying from the national grid.
Because of your actions and inactions, you have rendered over 30,000 people jobless. It means you are in accord with those who want our boys to engage in social vices because you want to maximize profit.
Power handlers, instead of them to apologize for their inefficiency and lacking capacity, they stand to defend their actions and inaction for poor power supply.
We understand, but there are some challenges that the people on the field, when we yoke so much with them, it will not get up. We have channels of complaints. We have online and we have the written aspect of it. So let's not think that every complaint that go on within our environment that we are aware. Once we are aware, we respond.
Speaker, National State House of Assembly, Danla Dejato, however, added his voice, saying the company must ensure that all citizens in the state enjoy power supply regardless of their class in the society.
Abuja Electricity Distribution Company is hereby given 14 days to restore normal light to Nasarawa State. And failure to do that, we have no option to ask them to quit, and we'll invite another company to do the needful so that we satisfy the need of our people in Nasarawa State.
In the meantime, other bills that escaped through first reading include a bill for a law to amend the Nasarawa State Agency for Youth Empowerment Scheme, NAES, and a bill for a law to establish the State Security Trust Fund in Nasarawa State. In Lafia, Adams Abdulkadri, NTA News.
We now move to the northwest of the country, precisely Kano State, where a bill to mandate premarital screening for certain ailments have been passed by the Kano State House of Assembly. Samira Shira reports that the bill, when signed into law, is expected to stem the prevalence of HIV/AIDS, hepatitis, and sickle cell anemia in the state.
For a law to provide for compulsory premature HIV/AIDS, hepatitis, sickle cells, genotype testing, and any other test or examination before marriage, and also to prohibit all forms of discrimination and stigmatization against persons living with HIV, AIDS, sickle cells, hepatitis, and other related matters is hereby passed.
The bill, which is a private member bill, was sponsored by Representative Musa Ali Kachoko after his return to the 10th Kano Assembly. It is among the few bills sponsored by the lawmakers. It is aimed at providing a legal framework for the testing of these elements before marriage.
I believe when it's implemented, it's going to go a very long way in curbing down the menace and dangers associated with the of the identified diseases.
It's even a penalty for anybody who victimized or show any sign of stigmatization to carrier of any of these diseases.
These are all deadly diseases that can cause havoc to the livelihood of the families.
Essentially speaking, it will reduce incidences of after marriage, discovery of one's status.
According to the provisions of the bill, anyone found guilty of violating the law will be charged a fine or imprisonment. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisu-Shira, NTA News.
Many thanks, Samira, for that report. And in the south-south region of the country, the Cross River State House of Assembly is urging the executive arm of government to propel the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project to urgently intervene in Summit Hills and other erosion sites. Uduak Etim reports that this was part of the resolution reached as matter of public importance raised by member representing Yala 2 constituency, Martins Achadu, during plenary. And here is the report.
Chairman, Cross River State House of Assembly Committee on Environmental Matters, Martins Achadu, led members of the committee on an oversight function to gully erosion sites in Calabar, including Summit Hills, described as tourist attraction and huge investment for the state, which is said should not be allowed to suffer devastating effects. Facilitated by the Nigerian Erosion Watershed Management Project, NEWMAP, the committee was conducted around various sites, which are Ikoroman, Nasarawa, Ikorefa in Calabar Municipality, and Ekeya Street in Calabar South Local Government Area. Chairman of the committee expressed concern following the danger posed by the erosion, especially for residents of the affected communities, and called for control measures to prevent loss of lives.
We need to call on every project-driven agency to take that to act. Yes, in supervising, you look at the long-term effect of whatever project is going on. And we have a capable, well-qualified man manning the NEWMAP office. So we trust that those issues will not arise with the ongoing jobs.
For NEWMAP, several gully erosion sites are already in work plan, while remedial action has been concluded in Ikon Kebre and ongoing in Nasarawa erosion sites.
World Bank intervention or European Investment Bank intervention or assistance is a loan to Cross River State.
Okay.
There's what we call harvesters, water harvesters, like small tanks. That is to say, if this water is the cause of this erosion, you have a tank so that when water gets in there, slowly you can now allow the water to go.
The coordinator promised to work with the House Committee on Environmental Matters and other stakeholders to provide remediation to affected areas. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
Following the activities of mining companies operating in Cross River State, the House of Assembly is calling on the state's Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to ensure strict compliance with the provisions of the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007 to regulate and also monitor the processes of mining operations in the state. The motion was sponsored by member representing Ikom 1 State Constituency, Abang Samuel Neji. Uduak Etim again has more.
Cross River State is endowed with abundant mineral resources such as barite, gemstone, tantalite and other precious stones, which when properly harnessed lead to industrial development. This sector has continued to attract investors to mining communities within the state, and illegal miners are also operating in the mining sites, leaving behind devastated landscape which affect the environment, including water, soil, and food crops, with negative impact on human health and animals. Mining operations with emphasis on the activities of companies operating in the state was deliberated on the floor of the Cross River State House of Assembly, following a motion raised by member representing Ikom 1 State Constituency, Abang Samuel Neji. The lawmaker called on the state government, through the Office of the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, to enforce strict compliance with the provision of the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007 for the purpose of regulating all aspects of the exploration and exploitation of soil minerals.
We have been informed that there is a committee in place. So one of the prayers is also to invite the committee being set up by the state governor to appear before the House to explain to us if actually the Mining Act, they are following what the Mining Act actually states.
Other lawmakers supported the motion while stressing the need for special committee to look into mining operations such as licensing, compensation, and other issues.
In a federal government gives you license to operate, you must follow the due process of the law by setting up a committee. In each state where the state activities take place, it is on this regard, Mr. Speaker, that I would suggest, even though the state government has come up with something, we should also say they should stop their activities.
We need to think beyond the box and do something seriously to help our state. Otherwise, these guys will continue to leave their states and they get into consular states and they do away with these things without following up the normal procedures.
If we sit down and cross our hands, that committee, which is mandatory, which is statutory, which is supposed to be set up by the Minister of Mines, if that committee is not set up, then mining activities should not take place in Cross River State.
There should be a total review and overhauling of activities of all the mining sites in Cross River State. And this committee should not be an ad hoc committee, should be a standing committee, both in the House as we make this law.
Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Elvet Ayambem speaks.
So it's federal government that give license for mining. So anybody can jump from anywhere and come mining, do mining in Cross River State without regard or respect to the landowners. This same Cross River State generates so much revenue to federal government. I thought allocation are awarded to state based on the revenue generation. I speak from an angle of pain here because we need to reposition Cross River State, and federal government, I think it's high time federal government started to position Cross River State in the right perspective.
In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
And we will stay with our correspondent in Calabar, Uduak Etim, who engaged Abang Samuel Neji, the sponsor of the motion on the monitoring and regulation of the processes of mining operations in Cross River State. He will be shedding more light on the exigency of strict compliance with the provisions of the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007. Over to you, Uduak.
You recently moved a motion on the floor of the House calling on the mining companies operating in Cross River State to comply with the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007. What really prompted this motion and what does it seek to achieve?
What prompted me calling on or moving that motion is that our state is highly blessed. We are blessed with natural resources, mineral abundance in each local government area. We have 18 local government areas. I also discovered that companies just driving from Abuja down here, telling communities or informing village head that they already have license or they are giving permits from the Federal Ministry of Mines to carry out their mining operation. Also, these companies also pretend, in the sense that by the license or by the operation license they have, without obeying whatever rules have been set up using the Mining Act of 2007. So the motion is all about calling the companies all operating around the state to abide by that Mining Act. And the Mining Act is simple and straightforward, because the Mining Act also involves community, setting up community development, or calling on all the agencies involved in mining to form what they call committee. There's supposed to be a committee, and that committee is to look into whatever aspect they want to do in terms of mining activity. So that committee has not actually been set up by the state, but recently we are also being informed that our sweet prince, our governor, recently set up that committee. So it's left with them also to follow what the committee will also tell them to do. So that motion is for them to abide by the Mining Act of 2007.
We understand that the federal government gives license for the mining companies to operate within the mining environment in each community. And the communities also give consent to these companies to operate. And in the other way around, both the communities and the companies usually meet for community development agreements. Which compensation is part of this agreement?
You know, the Land Use Act allows state government, and as far as Land Use Act is concerned, the governor is in charge of all lands in the state. So the governor holds the land in trust for the whole entire state. So if the governor is a landlord by this act, the state government and also the state ministry of solid minerals is supposed to be part of that agreement. So that they can know that the compensation, what is being paid to the community, they follow the due process. So that is the rule of the state government. And we know that mineral is under the exclusivity of the federal government, but the state government, the Land Use Act, permit the state government to also to take charge of whatever is happening in their own jurisdiction. So that is the role of the state government.
What were the resolutions of the House when this motion was moved?
The House resolved that all mining companies operating within the state should follow the Mining Act of 2007. The House also resolved by inviting the State Attorney General to also explain to the House how mining activities are being carried out in the state. The House Assembly also resolved that henceforth mining activity should stop forthwith until the Mining Act has been followed in all aspects of being stated by the law.
It is believed that the motion, when properly followed, will bring development to the mining sector in Cross River State. And that is it on our interview segment. And back to the studio for the continuation of the program.
Many thanks, Udwak, for that interview segment. You're watching the program from the State Assemblies, where we give you updates on legislative activities from the state parliaments across the country. We now go on a short break. The program continues with reports from the contiguous Akwa Ibom state capital, Uyo, when we return. Do stay with us.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
Many thanks for staying with the program. We now transit to Uyo, where the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has passed a resolution calling on the state governor, Umar Eno, to visit the abandoned Ibom Tropicana Entertainment Center, which was initiated in 2008 by the Godswill Akpabio-led administration. This is sequel to a motion by member representing Ibiono Ibom State Constituency, Moses Essien on the need to revisit the development and completion of the Ibom Tropicana Center. Nsikak Okon has the details.
The lawmaker is worried that the Ibom Tropicana Entertainment Center, situated in the heart of Uyo Metropolis and conceived to boost tourism for the benefit of Akwa Ibom people 16 years ago by the administration of Senator Godswill Akpabio, has been neglected. He recalled that the immediate past governor, in a bid to ensure the continuation of the laudable project, revisited the center, which gave birth to the opening of the shopping malls and cinema in February 2021, which are still operational.
Way of the fact that government is a continuum, and the security and welfare of the people shall be primary purpose of government. Let this honorable house, the Speaker and the colleagues, communicate a resolution to His Excellency Pastor Moino for his administration to consider revisiting and completing at least one component.
Some lawmakers in their various contributions said an investigative committee be set up to unravel circumstances behind the abandonment of the project.
To achieve this tourism destination, a property like the Ibom Tropicana Center should be developed. And developing it will mean that have more people coming to Akwa Ibom, and we'll have more people use and access the facilities that we have here.
So buildings there is being habited by hoodlums and making that place and the environment unsafe for people to go through at night or daytime. So when the project is being completed, it will be very good, and we won't have that challenge of the hoodlums disturbing people. So I saw
has already been released, and it would be wrong for us as a people to allow such amount of money to be wasted in that place.
Speaker Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly directed the clerk of the House to communicate the resolution of the House to the state governor.
Yes, by our own member representative of the State Constituency, urging to revisit the development and completion of the Tropicana Center.
Tropicana Entertainment Center accommodates a shopping mall and cinema, an international convention center with 10,000 seating capacity, 8 meeting rooms, 5-star hotel, a wet and dry theme, as well as an amusement park. Nsikak Okon, NTA News.
In another development, the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has moved to ensure enforcement of the anti-grazing law, which was passed on September 14, 2021, which prescribes a fine of 10 million naira for any offender. In a motion, Leader of the House, Sunday Johnny, expressed worries that the law has not yielded desired effect, as herders still graze on the farmlands of citizens in the state. And here is that report.
Mr. Johnny noted that with the present economic situation and security challenges in the country, allowing herders to graze on already cultivated farmlands may result in a serious security threat. He appealed to the leadership of the House to prevail on the state governor to order for the arrest and prosecution of anyone defaulting the anti-grazing law in the state.
The state government should arrest and prosecute everyone that defaults on the anti-open grazing law in the state. Urge Governor Moino to set up a special unit of overseeing the enforcement of this law.
After due deliberation, the Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udemontong, referred the matter to the House Committee on Security for in-depth study.
The law that was signed into law in 2021, and we are still looking forward to hear from the ESCO on the way forward to enforce the existing law. And I quite remember that when the governor had a meeting with the House Committee and he mentioned it, and I'm very sure the chairman of the House Committee on Security will also
Nsikak Okon, NTA News.
And staying with Akwa Ibom, member representing Ibom State constituency in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Moses Essien, has officially announced his defection from the Young Progressives Party, YPP, to the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Essien, who presented the issue under a matter of urgent public importance, explained that his defection to PDP was as a result of the division among the leadership of the state chapter of the YPP. Here is Nsikak Okon with the details.
The lawmaker, who is also a House Committee Chairman on Health, Ms. Essien, while appreciating the Young Progressive Party YPP for giving him the political platform to be elected into the State House of Assembly, pledged his loyalty to the development of Ibom and the state at large.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I write to notify you that I have officially resigned my membership from the Young Progressive Party, YPP, to the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The reason for this action is based on the division within the YPP leadership in Akwa Ibom State, where the 2023 governorship candidates of YPP, the state chairman of the party, and state officers, including chapter officers of the party, and stalwarts of the party, decamp from the party to All Progressive Congress, APC, thereby leaving the party in the state with no tangible structure to fall back on.
Some lawmakers commended him for the bold decision he has taken to dump the Young Progressive Party, YPP, and join the ruling party in the state.
I hereby move that this Honorable House and the majority hereby receive Mr. Moses Essien into our fold officially.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you and thank God for this great achievement that we've seen today. And I believe that it is through the exemplary leadership you have shown to the 8th Assembly that has encouraged my brother to come back to the umbrella. And therefore, this afternoon, I rise as member representing the good people of the state constituency to second that motion.
The Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, the Motong, congratulates Mr. Essien for taking the step which he describes as the right direction and welcome him into the umbrella party.
Accordingly, Honorable Moses Essien, member Ibom State Constituency and Chairman House Committee on Health, is received officially.
Nsikak Okon, NTA News.
And this is where we conclude this week's episode of the program. But remember, you can still watch this and other programs as well as our news bulletins on our social media handles showing on your screen. We thank you so much for your time. Until we come your way again, I am Mitaire Ikben saying stay patriotic. Bye for now.